All right, now I'm going to do a tour of my back garden, as I call it, aka my patio and my little herb corner. This is kind of turning out to be more of my herb corner. I still have my rubber tree going here with the tilapia and the fuchsia plant. I mean, it looks really cool though. I love it spilling over. Oh, nice price tag. I potted up an additional thing of basil because the ones over by my shed, it was kind of an experiment. I wanted to see what would happen, and it seems to be burning from the afternoon sun and or just not growing well. So I made a second container because I really like having fresh basil. My little wagon, why am I calling it a wagon wheel? My whiskey barrel herb cart is doing really well. The dill went to flower. I decided to just kind of let that happen because then I'll just get new dill next year. My oregano looks good. My marjoram looks like he's kind of crowding out my rosemary, so I'm probably going to cut him back. The sage is still doing really well. I did lose my lemon thyme. Like, there's still some green there, but he's just not happy here. So I'm going to let him go for this year and maybe buy another one next year. This is the thyme I transplanted as babies from my other place to this one. It's growing really well. And like I said, my rosemary looks like it's crowded out a little bit. So I'll cut back that marjoram. This cute little table I actually inherited from my grandparents. It was one of my old aunt's tables. I'm going to clean it up and make myself a cute little coffee area in my vegetable garden once my second set is done. I decided to take these pots and actually, I used to have a pot within a pot, and I decided I don't need to do that anymore. Let's fill it up with really good soil and give the roots space, and I am so glad I did. Look at that beautiful hibiscus. It is pushing out blooms so nicely now because I gave it extra space. So I'm really happy about that. My lemon verbena is actually getting nice and big as well. Popped a couple snapdragons in here. They're doing well. They add a nice pop of color without being too invasive. And then I did put a potato vine or an ipomoea in here because that will be my fun spiller. So that basket's looking good. Over to this garden, immediately you can see the bright pops of marigolds. Love it. They're doing really well, and also it looks like something is enjoying it, a little snack. My bird bath needs cleaned out, and it's not sunny, so my hosta is looking lovely. I think it's finally getting enough shade from beautiful Isabel, our cherry tree. Got her about 4 years ago. The hostas are doing better since they're getting more shade. My lavender has really blossomed. It looks so pretty. Again, such a good pollinator. I also have another tilapia back there. It's red. It's in a little pot because I didn't have space for it. And again, like I said, my lilies, man, they grow, but I just barely ever get them to blossom. I have a little pansy there and a little pansy there. Looks like some bunnies ate some blossoms. Oh well. And this hosta is even bigger and beautiful. It's actually two varieties mixing together. I like this variety the better, but I think that's my avocado one. The other one seems to be taking over a little bit more, but that's okay. And more marigolds. And that's my fun little back garden there. This little basket of alyssum, or I guess pot of alyssum. Again, I thought it burnt out. I was like, no, it's so cute and bouncy, but it's doing really well again. So I'm excited about that. And this portulaca is so pretty. It's got so many blossoms popping up. It's so cool, especially when it's more sunny than it is today. But overcast days make for good videos. This other pot, I did the same thing where I decided to take the inner pot out, just pot it up and let it do its thing. I've got the double rose super bells. This is that parrot speak. I don't have any blossoms on it yet, so I can't tell if I like it or not. So far it's too sparse. I don't really love it, but see what happens. This gomphrena is doubling, which is really nice. And my lantanas, this lantana is definitely taking over, and I love it because it's my favorite color. But this one is still pushing out blooms and doing its thing, so I love them both. These two pots are doing exceptional. I think this is the first year I've ever had hostas live for so long in my pots. I never did get the elephant ears to pop up. I was a little excited to see them, but they never showed up. But the creeping jenny and the dragon's blood sedum are doing well. The ipomea, or the potato vine, is finally getting bigger after the cold snap kind of hurt them all. Actually, this pot, my favorite view is from this angle. All the colors and the spilling, I just love it. And then this one is spilling even better. It has one that goes the whole way down there, just because I think it gets more shade, so this one just does a little better. Ipomea is doing well. This one's a little less big. I think that one got hit the hardest. But yep, they look really cool. All right, so let's walk back to my shed. Starting at my hanging baskets, I have my little pansies going. It looks like this color is the dominant one because it's pretty much crowded out all but this little section of the white. And then this one has snuffed out the white. I don't believe there is any left. Nope. But it does look like it's randomly pushing some petunias. So I was just gonna let it go, see what happens. My strawberries, these have been so fun. Again, I did have to break down and buy a net because I got my first 2 strawberries. They did really well, and then birds started attacking them just by pecking a couple and then leaving. So I did get a net that has helped tremendously. I've gotten such a good strawberry harvest. I still am getting strawberries. There's probably a couple here that are ready to be harvested tomorrow. And then I'll get this all cleaned up, throw in some berry tone, and hopefully get a second set of berries. My peony, oh, look how gorgeous. These flowers are so beautiful smelling and pretty. I just can't stand it. I did end up losing these 2 branches from that cold snap. I thought maybe this one I brought back, but eventually it did die. And then my pansies here are doing really well. Oh, spraying out some lime. We're going to actually mulch this whole area so we don't have to mow it, because it's kind of a pain in the butt to mow around all my stuff, and then I can make it prettier back here. My portulaca is doing really well back here as well. I did have my string break, so I made a second or a third string out of twine. I braided it together to make it stronger. Looks like it's doing all right. My marjoram here is also taking off. Apparently I have a good habitat for marjoram. My stevia is still kicking. And I got some chives going. And my mint box is so fun. This chocolate mint is just so nice to smell. It's such a strong mint, but then also chocolate. It's really weird. I love it. This is just normal mint from the AeroGarden. And it actually, to me, tastes and smells better being out here than it did in the garden. Probably wouldn't do that again. And then my lemon mint. Look at this variegation. I'm not really a person for variegated leaves very much, but this is so cool. Hoping again I can dehydrate those and make some teas. And my window box, you'll be able to see immediately my cilantro flowered, but I kind of wanted it to do that so that I can hopefully let it reseed and get some more cilantro growing. This is a second plant. It's a slow bolt, so hopefully I'll have him a little longer, but he's not super big to be able to eat off of yet. We're actually making tacos today. I might grab some. I do have one that self-seeded itself there, so hoping he turns into something. And as you can see, my basil back here, much scragglier. Like, see how his leaves are a little burnt? I'm actually going to take those off. They just don't like the hot afternoon sun back here. I mean, they're still alive. They're throwing new growth. It's just, I think it's harder on them. And same with this basil. He looks good, like he's getting new growth. He just also seems to be suffering more than the one up front. But my parsley just owns the joint. Looks really good. I did get another hanging pot. I've always wanted 2 of them, but I just never found one I liked. I don't have anything planted. I think I'm going to do something cute like a Super Bells that will like drain or drip over. I don't know. We'll see. I got to go shopping with my mom, but I didn't want to before vacation. My composter is still kicking. Also, you will notice some scraps here. I promise it's not because I missed the composter. It's because I figure if I feed the bunnies some sacrifices, they might also leave my gardens alone. But I went and threw in some more greens and browns today. It's getting closer. I hopefully will soon be able to harvest this compost and stick it in my gardens. Burning bush is doing really well. And this thing that I keep calling a maidenhair vine, I'm honestly not sure. I thought I killed it, but it actually is still alive. It threw out a couple pink blossoms, so hopefully when I mulch this area up, because I ran out of mulch and we want to extend it anyway, I'll be able to treat him a little better, get some of those weeds out of there. Blue spruce, just love it, so pretty. And then my tree line, all freshly mulched, really thickly. It's really pretty. Also, my neighbor has a really cute little dogwood. I kind of pretend it's part of my house. And then this tree line over here also looks really good. All right, that's the end of my back garden tour. Thanks for watching.